Guys, what's up? He is Threatening here, and we are back with the final countdown for Bound by Flame, and a review of all the new information we have so far. Now, there's the first thing I want to get over at the beginning. The first thing is, the game is being released in 3 days' time, so it'll be coming out on Friday for, I believe, the United States. Now, keep in mind that out of the United States area, other countries will be receiving it a few days later. I'm in Australia, so I will be getting it on the 15th, I believe, so I'm a little behind everybody else, but it doesn't really matter. I want to give the game some good coverage, because it's my most anticipated game coming out right now. So anyway, let's jump straight into the images of the game. Now, this is the first new image. We have Mathras, the undead companion, and the protagonist facing down a surrounding army of deadwalkers. Now, what really interests me here is the background area of this ice castle. Probably a castle claimed by the Deadwalker army in their initial assault on Vertil. We also see around here a long line of Deadwalkers surrounding him, but Deadwalkers are very different kinds. These seem to be more grunt-level Deadwalkers on the far right, while they also seem to be getting a bit stronger on the far left. They look quite different and have some different kinds of gear. For instance, one is missing an arm, and they're wielding a strange dagger-looking sword. I haven't seen that before. But it's also covered in ice, so we also see some ice behind them that's very, very bright and glowing. So, perhaps the Deadwalkers have their own mages. Well, they probably have mages, but they exactly have some kind of priest healer who's actually enchanting the Deadwalkers' weapons to make them more deadly. Mathras doesn't seem to give a crap right now. He looks like he's going to kick some ass anyway. And we also see some guys who look like, I believe they are the Deadwalker generals. I'm not sure, probably just lieutenant rank or above that. But they look pretty badass, and I'm looking forward to fighting these guys. Anyway, we also see the ice castle in the background, as I stated before, is very similar to the other screenshots I've recently reviewed. Our next screenshot is Radral smashing the crap out of two Deadwalkers. A big fat ogre zombie, I believe he is. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he's an ogre zombie. We also have a Deadwalker here getting slammed. So, I believe one of Radral's ability, if not an ability you can obtain as a player, is to do like a whirlwind sweep attack. He's probably recharging after that, while the enemies are stunned. There's some nice blood in the background, and that same ice castle again. We also see the Deadwalker here is collapsing, so he's probably taking a lot of damage, and he's wielding a golden sword, which I will definitely take from him if that's possible, and probably sell it or keep it, whatever. Anyway, the next of the new screenshots is, I believe his name is Relma, who's the elf archer, and he's shooting this weird chicken raptor thing that's been in some other screenshots. There's also a giant spider coming down from here. And not many people have noticed this, actually. There's actually a carnivorous plant in that barrel there. Looks like my trumpet pitcher plant at home, but anyway, it's probably going to ambush him somehow. And we also see this same kind of forested area from the other screenshots that are quite similar to it. For instance, this screenshot, the one right here, actually depicts the character in this kind of very interesting environment, because it's a village area, and this was featured in the previous video. But what really gets me about this area is, I think the game will work quite a bit like Dragon Age Origins, where you have like a party camp area, but they've changed that a bit here, and it looks like you're going to have some kind of hub town that you can return to at any time, or you can slay enough Deadwalkers, complete enough local quests, and probably just beat a local boss, and you will unlock the ability to teleport to this town at basically any time out of combat. We also see here that this creature, the Swamp Beast, who's been featured in quite a bit of the game, is probably the local boss of this town, if my system was correct. If it is, then it's very likely that, after defeating him, you'll be able to return to the town at any time. Or, if you simply abandon the town without completing the quest, it'll most likely either get destroyed, or you'll get disfavored by the villagers. So let's move on to the next new screenshot. Here we have Edwin, who's apparently flirting with a Deadwalker. Which, I don't know, the Deadwalker seems quite happy, so let's leave him be to die. But she's probably controlling his mind right now. which I think is her pretty cool spell ability. I mean, it's been in many fantasy games, and it always sounds better than it is, really. They're like, you can take control of an enemy's mind. You really just make it an ally for like 30 seconds, and then you have to kill it anyway. But we also see the protagonist back here, holding his flaming sword, and looking like the demon, well, a lot more like the demon than usual. The other new screenshot here, the final one, is Sybil, the defensive healer companion, who is healing up the main character and probably increasing his buffs, but probably just healing him up right now as the swamp beast is dead. So if my system is correct, you could have unlocked this town after you killed the giant swamp beast. So that's it for the newer screenshots, but I still wanted to talk a little bit more about it in general. As the screenshot was previously featured, I believe it deserves a bit more credit, as you could actually, following my system, unlock this town, which is how I think that the game will actually work. Now we also see around here this same screenshot as I featured before, featuring the town. Everybody just seems so downbeat here, so they're probably in grave danger of being overrun by deadwalkers. But there seems to be an early to mid-game area that you may be able to unlock this town and have it with you at all times to return here and complete some other local quests. Now, what further supports my theory here is this part of one of the Bound by Flame videos. See the character walking in a kind of area that looks like it may have once been a village, or that there is a village behind him. He also has 89 crossbows, and his active effect up there has been featured before. I believe it is the power of the demon that adds like lava blood and actually heals you over time. Or it may be a separate power that actually sets fire to your armor, so any attacks coming from perhaps a certain side, or just head-on attacks, can be deflected by the armor. That's it for the new screenshots, and I want to talk a little bit more about the game in general. Now, this game is released, as I stated before, on Friday for the US, and the 15th, I believe, for Australia. Probably some other later releases for other countries, and so on and so forth with that. But we also see the armor here. I wanted to talk a bit about the Deadwalker General's armor. What intrigues me is that Deadwalkers wear bone armor from each other. Maybe just a comic joke or something, but I don't know, Spider Studios could have done a little bit of a better job on that. It's probably just wearing their own bones out anyway. But we'll be facing the Ice Lords and their Deadwalker army very soon, and I'm really excited about that. So tell me your exciting thoughts in the comments, and I'll leave the video out here for now, and I'll see you guys next time. Also, I'll be doing an Xbox 360 review of the game coming very soon, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys next time.